right, welcome everybody back to another American Horror Stories recap. Sorry, correct right there. We are talking about episode 4, the naughty list. Uh, before y'all, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good. Doing good. How are you?
Good.
That's so lackluster than what we was just, than before. Y'all was just like keying it up and stuff. Come on.
The wine right now. The wine is setting
I'm
in.
doing wonderfully. I'm glad to be here.
Oh yes,
Come
all
on,
the energy.
come on,
Yes.
Penguin.
I thought we was doing. Oh, I was going to say Wu Tang, but Wu Tang don't do that. Never mind. I'm sorry.
No, the Penguin.
I don't
Remember
just-
when he was doing
Yeah.
Katie, what's up, girlie? How are you? Thanks for coming
Hey,
back. This week.
Katie.
I hope you watched this week's episode because we're gonna go in on this episode. Yes. Well, would y'all like to introduce yourselves to the folks that's watching and that don't know who you are? So,
Hey everybody, it's Mark, and I am the host of Midnight Social Distortion on a mini hiatus right now, though I'll be back soon.
Everybody, I'm Mike. I am randomly here. Bobby asked if I would like to join us, so I kind of just hopped up on here.
you're a friend to you're a friend to us on Twitter and our clubhouse and stuff, and you know your horror movies and shit. Like you know your stuff.
All right,
and you've been
all
following
right.
each other for a while, so give yourself some more credit, my friend. And you was just on Ash from Kill the Dead's podcast.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That was a great episode.
Thank you.
Yeah, I had fun. That was giving me my life. Ryan.
Hey everyone. I'm Ryan, also known as Brother Ghoulish. I host a podcast called Brother Ghoulish's Tomb, and yeah. Hey.
I wanted to scream like RuPaul, reveal yourself.
Oh my god, that would have gave me everything.
Me too. That's
I
my
don't
shit.
have that. I don't have that echo effect, so it wouldn't work. But yeah. So real quick, y'all, before we go into this episode, because I'm gonna just go by like how I did last week, going down from beginning to the end of the episode. Quick thoughts. What was your guys' thoughts on the episode overall? I'll start with you, Michael.
Okay, so I actually had to rewatch it right before this just to kind of refresh my memory because I didn't like it the first time around. Didn't really like it again this time around, but I didn't notice some things that I didn't notice before. And I'm kind of thinking it's because I liked last week's episode so much that I didn't like this one as much.
Fair, same. Mark.
It was okay. I know that a lot of people were like wondering what my thoughts were on it last night because I didn't get a chance to watch it when everybody else did. But when I did watch it, it was a good, morality tale akin to maybe some classic anthologies from back in the day. So yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was, but it don't top last week's episode. I think last week's episode is gonna be the marker. So
Ryan.
I loved it. I thought it was really good. It's definitely not messing with last week's episode. But I liked it. It was campy. It was really funny, and even the parts that were kind of like on the nose worked for me. I had a really great time.
Okay. Katie said that she loves your shirt, Michael.
Thank you. $20 at Spencer's.
there you go. Tell everybody where you get the shirt from. Like, I don't know where I got it from. Somebody gave it. I hate their brands.
I hate when people say that. You know where you got it from.
Right.
You just want to be the only one. Well, my thoughts. First watch, I hated it. It wasn't what I expected. They all was getting on my nerves. They acting like they're 18, and I'm pretty sure I guess that's the age they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't for me. So then the second time preparing for this, I was just like, all right, so I see some things that I do like about it, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't like kids. I don't like teenagers or people that act like that. So it just does something to my spirit. It was really irking me. And then just seeing how, I don't know, it's different though. I will give it that. It's something different than, you know, what American Horror Story usually is. And they give us trying to be more in the realm of like the modern times with social media and how social media influencers act. They do anything for likes and subs and things like that. And yeah, we're not all like that. So yeah, but
They were
I think it was okay.
they were 28.
They were supposed to be 28 in the show.
Yeah, they were 28.
20 something. He was 20 something.
Yeah,
You're right.
they're 20.
Yeah, but that makes it even worse. Oh my
That's
God.
what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
No.
Like that's what made it worse because y'all are 28, 29, pushing on 30, and y'all are doing this shit. And it's just like,
You're right, because they kept bitching how close to 30 they were, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get old," and it's just like, child, you think that way when you're in your early 20s, but when you're in your like late 20s or like even mid 20s, you don't think that way. So, child, they were. We're gonna get into it. They were just really bothering me, y'all. Like they really was like bothering me. So I okay. All right, so we're going to jump into this episode. So we are introduced to the bro house. Bro, we're introduced to the bro house. And that's how they talk. And then we have Zen, standard white boy, showing off his muscles, doing whatever. He's kind of an irk box. Then we have Wyatt. He just there. He's like another version of Zen, just probably have a little bit more sense, just a tiny bit. Then we have James, who's all into care products for men. And then we have Barry, who has the most sense out of the group, and he handles all the camera work and things like that. They do a bunch of dumb shit to gain subs and likes on YouTube. That pretty much sums up what they do for their, for life. So the boys, they watch somebody commit suicide and decide to record it for views instead of helping this person. What were you guys' thoughts on that? Because in real life, there are situations like that where you see these tragic things happen around the world and everybody's recording instead of helping the person. You know what I mean? So that kind of that does hit, home, like it is real life. But come on, for views and subs.
Yeah, that's the sad part of the world we live in now, though. It's one of the reasons why I felt that they deserved anything they had coming to them, because it's kind of like they unleashed a curse when they did that,
Oh yeah,
because the way they went out, 9 times out of 10, they probably wouldn't have came in the path of the person who came for them if they had not have done all of that. But it's like we said, it's a testament to the times we live in. Because I had in my hometown, somebody had a very bad, nasty accident, and there was people who was driving near the accident, and they literally got out their cars, and instead of trying to get the people out the car, they were Facebook living the accident. Trash. And they had to try to they had to make people some people had to make them take down the live.
Yeah.
Because it was like people are finding out that their kids are like probably dead through this live. So, and I don't think it was for likes or views. It was just more for they wanted to be the first to show everybody what was going on. So that's the scary part, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, it wasn't scary, but I'm like, they tend to, when you turn the mirror to yourself, that's kind of scary in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
especially society going that the way we're going, the way we're heading in society, or where we're at. So,
and not to sound like a like a wet blanket, but by mentioning metaphors, but I'm just gonna go there for a hot second and I'm gonna come back out. So it felt like a huge metaphor, because how many times have we seen people online who are literally self-destructing, and it's treated with such crass, insensitivity, and it's 9 times out of 10 because of people's ego or because they're keyboard gangsters, whatever the case may be, and people have actually caught charges for goading people into goading people into committing, taking their own lives. And that does happen. And so I think by heightening it up so high, like ratcheting it to that point where it's literally someone taking a nosedive, it's not akin to the type of self-destruction you see people do all the time that people are constantly tuning into and giving life to. And they were like, when you were talking about how irksome they are, Bobby, like that's some real shit. Like they were despicable. They were so gross, but it felt like they were just like ego out of control. Like this whole episode for me felt like this is what the ego looks like unchecked. This is when you let your ego become everything that you represent, everything that you are. And they were just gross.
Yeah. And it gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not a fan of high energy bro type shit. So it's very irritating to me from the beginning. So the scene where he commits suicide, I was thinking, I guess we are kind of desensitized to a lot of shit we see online. So this probably wouldn't bother a lot of people. And actually, I was also thinking if people were going to be kind of finicky whether they were going to support them or not, because it seemed like they had a lot of fans. And then after, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Like when I seen that happen, I'm sorry, this is what we're getting ourselves into. I can't handle, but maybe they'll turn around. So Barry tells them not to go over there, you know, because the dude jumped and killed himself, and he's the only one that have sense and tell him not to go over there, but they end up going over there to record, you know, the corpse or whatever. And then we get our credits, and credits are the Cycle theme music from AHS 1984. So all right, so it made sense in a sense because how it sounds, it kind of sounds like a digital type of, you know, thing they got going on. It makes sense, but it's just like, why are y'all recycling this for this episode? Y'all couldn't come up with something different. Maybe they just didn't want to waste money for an episode of American Horror Stories. I don't know. They could have just used the standard theme for the show. For the episode. Sorry.
I wanted the standard thing, even though, because I'll be dead honest with y'all, out of all the opening credit sequences in American Horror Story history, I was always vibing to 1984's with the whole,
that was fun.
You know, with the whole with the mixture of the slashers and the 80s aesthetic and stuff like that. That was hot. I loved it. I couldn't wait for it to come up. Yep. But last night it was like, what the fuck?
No.
So because it was just like out of place, even though I was like, yeah, but it's like it's not the 80s fun coming at you and everything like that. It's just like social media. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I get it, but no. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky.
I hope we're not sounding like, you know.
Well, y'all know I skip intro, so I saw maybe 10 seconds of that, and then I went right.
Wow, that hurt my heart.
Yeah, me too. I'm about to say, especially because for this season, I don't know if you noticed, Michael, but like, well, no, you've been skipping them, but they change it like each time. Like the first two are actually pretty good.
The audio, that like deep shit irks my nerves. So I had to get ahead.
Oh man, I loved it. I was bumping it earlier today, the full track, but okay. No, that's a whole other conversation though. I want to hold it back because I'm a big proponent of like television opening credits. You know, me and Bobby talked about this off the camera that I am very when Roanoke happened and they didn't have an opening credit sequence, I was livid the entire season. Like I was really pissed.
But I like what they did though. I like what they did with that just because it was supposed to be real. So
it's funny though because like Emilio's like that too. He skips the intros of everything, so he actually has to like edit that a bit when I'm watching with him because I like to watch it even if I've seen it. I'm annoying with it though. I like to watch the opening even if we've seen it. Like so for each episode, I don't skip it. I just like to watch it if it's good. Like it's just the whole thing.
It gets me ready for the episode. I don't know. There's something about it.
Like have y'all seen the intro to Power? That is like 3 minutes long.
Oh no, I skipped that.
Well, I think don't they play the whole song?
Yeah,
it is
pretty much.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, within reason, that one got to get skipped. But that's That's like a whole album each time they start the episode.
It is. Shit. By the time the season's done, that is a whole fucking album. Probably 2 albums.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a Christmas party at the bro house, and Barry is arguing with Zen to not post the video. He says, "I know what I'm doing, and I'm not an idiot." But when he say that, he decides to slide down the fucking steps on the surfboard and then jump on top of a Christmas tree. That got on my nerves too. I don't know. Maybe that's not my energy, y'all. I'm sorry if that's not my energy.
It's fine.
So I wouldn't even be at that party because
exactly.
No.
as an introvert, my senses was going off. Like I would be just like, "Where's the exit? Where's the exit? Where's the exit? I gotta get out of here!" Like the chick on airplane. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here.
Now let me say this. I am going to get canceled for this, but it's okay. I could totally see myself at that party. Up until the point where they premiered the thing, that was just gross. But just the energy of it was like really fun. I've been to a few events that are kind of high energy like that, where it's just like a lot going on and everyone's just doing their own little thing. And I'm secretly like and y'all will see this when we like go out like in real life, like I'm not really shy. Like I'm very social. Like I like striking up conversations with people. I like pulling groups of people together, and I just like high energy. I'm gyrating now. Think of enough, but but the reality is like I love how hateful they are because like I still didn't like them specifically. So me being at the party would be for my good Judies or like to have a kiki with my girls versus like dealing with them because they were trash. Like I don't even see how. Because for y'all to watch like a suicide on camera, like there had to have been some red flags that they were trash before that. Maybe not to that level, but for all those people to be there, if they were there because they love the videos, it couldn't have been the first time that they put something on their YouTube or whatever it was on that would let you know that they're literally hot garbage on a summer day.
Yeah. That probably was the final straw for them because everybody left after that video played.
I like when the black girl, she kind of signified. Y'all remember there was a black girl and like they keyed in like on 2 girls, right?
And she did a head tilt like
she called me up. She called me up. She channeled me like that's why I probably like, okay, this is gonna go left. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can see what this is headed, but I know y'all not actually finna like really show this to the world. We didn't just come all the way up here to see somebody die, and when the man hit the ground, it was like, okay, I'm out. Peace.
Trash.
Because it was gross. Like, how can you put that online? Like, that's some disgusting stuff.
And then it's not even like they put it online and they were concerned. They would like sit in your fucking chair in bro house or whatever. Just like, do you have a soul? Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like,
and the week after, guarantee if it would have took off, they would have made T-shirts with him like knife diving. Like literally, it would have been on their merch. They had no heart.
Not at all.
I kind of feel like we're not too far from that happening. People are already. I'm sure there were probably people who would have enjoyed that video.
Because
like Ted just said, I enjoyed it, but I think sad commentary about our culture right now. So that goes to what you said, Michael. It's just like it makes sense. That's the world we live in right now, unfortunately.
If y'all ever heard of Anderson, whatever that guy's name was, I just watched a documentary about him and some of the stuff that he was doing on video, and just he was destroying lives. And
I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about that. No,
I'll tell you.
What's the name?
Anderson, Onison. He used to be this top YouTuber, but he would start doing some real duplicitous shit. And he was a bro. He's a bro. So if y'all go look him up after we do this, you probably see where some of the inspiration for some of the guys came in it, because he just was a sociopath and all for likes. He told one girl that, the only reason why I'm doing this to you is because we're getting likes from it. So in short, I'm helping you become likable. She was bulimic. Right. She was anemic. Excuse me. She was anemic. And so he was telling her, eat a cheeseburger. It was just like doing his own live and stuff. So he was horrible, but
gross.
Right. So, but it's a lot of people out there who they don't fuck with you based on your likes. Like if you make a point about something on social media, And one of their comebacks might be, "Oh, you don't have this many followers, baby."
Mm-hmm.
That's a red flag.
What they got to do? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, that's not a read.
I mean, but the thing is, how many of those people? And I don't want to get caught because I know we're still on the second scene. I'm sorry, Bobby. I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna back out.
I made a face because okay, I got it now. Ted said I want to live in a bro house with y'all. At first, I thought Ted said I want to live in a bro house like in general. Like, hold the fuck up. No, you don't.
You can't live in the bro house with us, Tad, because we're not gonna be up in there.
Yeah, we're not like that. You are a part of the bro house right now. This is the new bro house.
This ain't no damn bro house. This is the Bobby house. Let me tell y'all something. Oh, well, thank you. Okay. Well, but let me say this real quick before I forget. Before I forget, Bobby, because
go ahead.
I forgot.
I'm so sick of him.
That shows it wasn't important. That shows it must be some bullshit.
You know what?
Oh, wait. Oh. All right, the takeover has happened.
I'm joking.
Damn Santa Claus came and got Bobby. I was about to do that.
Oh no! I can't.
Anthony,
Bobby house.
Car house. Bobby house.
Yeah.
Anthony. Katie's cracking up. Y'all play. Oh God, that got me about to like cry from laughing so hard. Okay, I forgot where I was at. Oh, okay. So the video plays and everyone seems to not be impressed, and then they're chanting 5 mil, and everyone is disgusted. Next morning, they find out they're losing followers. Wyatt calls his family of Wyatt calls the family of the man who jumps off. No, actually, the detectives call them, right? About the detective. I'm sorry, I messed this all up. The detectives called them because they were looking for the Santa Claus. Because wait, I'm jumping so far ahead. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry, y'all.
Because I think where you left off was when, like you said, they were screaming the 5 mil, and then the girls started filing out because they was like,
Okay. And all right, so they're going through their comments and stuff like that. There we go. They're going through their comments, and they were saying that the family of the guy that jumped off was threatening to like denounce them or whatever. They're holding like a press conference or whatever like that. So, and then Wyatt calls them attention whores. I'm just like, you calling them attention whores, but y'all doing okay? Sure, y'all doing this for likes and subs and things like that, and they're attention whores for trying to get justice for their family member. Okay, cool. So they're trying to figure out what to do because they're losing followers. So guys, what do? We're going to go gay. We're going to turn gay to get views. So what were your guys' thoughts on that when they decided to go gay?
Let me start with this one, okay? Because there are a lot of YouTubers who have done that shit. You know, the gay baiting, as it's called, like the Aiden Zanes of the world, who have like caught a lot of flack in a particular instance, and so as a result to that, they gay bait. So that was some real shit, and I'm trash because it was very hot. Y'all can go next. Go ahead.
Aiden Zane, what are you talking about?
Who's that? I don't know.
Huh? What y'all talking about? I didn't say that.
I'm gonna hurt you. You mean Aiden Zane? Is this not the drag queen? Is it?
No.
That's who
Oh, okay.
I'm lost.
Okay. I'm lost too. Who is Aiden Zane?
What are you talking about?
You don't want us to talk about it. We're gonna look it up afterwards.
Ryan is causing chaos.
Okay, so I was saying it was kind of funny that the person to suggest this was actually gay, not secretly gay in the show, but also gay in real life. I was like, of course, y'all would say, yeah, I want to, yeah, we should go homosexual. I'm like, the fuck is that? And then he was like, I read it somewhere. Girls get off on the fact that two guys can be intimate with each other. I'm like, when his boy was like, where the fuck you hear that from? I'm like, yeah, where did you hear that from? I'm like, it was a Portia moment. Like, who said that? Who said that?
Oh, who said that?
I actually thought when the episode started, I already thought it was one of those gay for pay kind of houses.
So, you know what?
And then it wasn't until one of them said about getting girls, which obviously the actor's on a gay show, so in my mind I was like, maybe he plays gay in this, but
Yeah,
it didn't dawn on me till after that. But I agree, the ice cream scene was the best part of the episode for me.
Same.
And it was the ice cream off of the chest, stomach,
same.
maybe lower. I don't know.
Yeah, he got a boner.
This shit was funny as hell though, because I was like, that probably was a real life boner. I'm just saying, they look at your chest
No,
on the
Mark,
set.
I'm sure it wasn't a real life.
No, I'm just
boner.
saying. It's just because some people be like, oh, I didn't fake. I faked the bone. Like, no, I'm like, oh, you. Let me stop. We live.
Anthony said that anyone hear about the girl who got arrested for stealing a chain off a dead man after he unalived himself? I heard about it today, hours after watching this episode. I did not hear that. Interesting.
I'm not surprised though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to. No. I don't want.
Okay,
That's
so we cut to a video of the boys doing homoerotic things, what we were just talking about, and Wyatt keeps saying no homo. This was getting on my nerves because he just had to make it known that he was a straight man. And then in the car, wait, hold on. Oh yeah, in the car, Barry says that they don't have to do shitty things to get views. Go back to the old ways, things like that. Here's a picture of these tools here, right here, just in case you guys want to see their beautiful faces. Let's see. So then they decide to go to the mall to start, just film some videos at the the Christmas Santa Claus photo taking thing. And then before that, we get to see Santa getting ready in his little gear or whatever, and it's Danny Trejo, who I love. I love Danny Trejo.
Machete.
Machete. He's so good. I'm so happy that he's still doing work.
Me too.
He's great. The boys go to the mall, and they start harassing the little elf. It's actually harassing her, and then they start harassing the little person. And this is what grinded my gears to the max, because y'all taking his head off, y'all talking all that shit to her, just being so disrespectful. I'm not saying what they did in the beginning wasn't disrespectful, but come on. And then to top it all off, Zen or whatever the fuck his name is decided to stand up in front of everybody and say, "Hey kids, just to let you know, there's no Santa Claus. It's your actual parents." So I'm just like, yo, how much of a tool can you be?
Instigating everything. He instigated every crazy situation, and the rest went with it. Exactly.
And Barry, this is going to kind of go back to later episode. If I remember, Mark, you said you thought he was going to survive. One of y'all say you thought he was going to survive. Was it you, Mike? Yeah, you said you thought he was going to survive. And for me, I said no, because of his involvement with things. Even though he was the good guy in the group, he still went along with things. He still was recording stuff. He still was a part of it. So it's he had good intentions, but he still choices.
He wasn't.
All he had to do was sit.
Basically,
he was shit by association. All he had to do was sit there, have the camera like this, and be like, "Okay, y'all, see, I did it. Okay, y'all, this is going too far. Right, this is going too damn far. I'm not recording this." And they're gonna hit a whole little damn spiel on the other side of the mall, but he kept filming. And I think that's the thing. It's when you have that choice to stop filming and you keep going. You become just as worse as the people who you're so-called trying to, what they call it, de-escalate, the fuckery. So
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, if you're not, you talked about, Mark, saying, "Look, I'm just not going to be a part of this. I'm going to go ahead and say we shouldn't do this," and then put that line down, then you're just as bad. No.
And then we're gonna hear. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, Mark.
No, this is going away. I was just gonna save that until the end because to leave it up. So,
all right. So they still there. Zen decides to start twerking on Santa Claus. Santa isn't having it. He knocks Zen down and says, "You want to get what you deserve," which I got my life. I'm like, yes, get him the fuck out of here. And you need some help on your twerking skills, bro, because he was looking a little stiff. So.
Very.
Oh man. The boys post the video online and they realize they fucked up again, and Wyatt and Barry argues because they start losing more followers. Because like,
Mhm.
come on, you're gonna post something still doing shitty shit. You gonna expect like a gain of followers again? No, of course you're gonna lose more followers. You're doing something like you're doing dickhead shit. Like, come on, like what the hell?
Right.
One person
I mean,
interested that I didn't think about, because one of them said, "I don't even remember doing that."
Yeah,
So
I
I
think
was
it
like,
was Wyatt.
at that point, I was like, "Is there some?" My mind just making shit up. I was like, "Is there some kind of is fame like some kind of not a demon, but something that infects them to the point where they continue doing things?
Yeah,
And they don't even realize they're doing it, and they can't control themselves."
right.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." But I dug a little bit too deep.
No, I honestly would have actually liked that aspect if the show ended up that way. You know what I mean? Like, I love a Killer Santa, but this would have been a great, like, I guess, metaphor for like what social media thing would do to somebody and where they would end up. If they would have went that route and probably had a little bit more grisly deaths, I would have loved it a little bit more. Not taking anything from Killer Santa and Danny Trejo, I love it, but we got that in American Horror Story Asylum. We already had a Killer Santa, so
Right.
give us something different. Oh yeah, Wyatt and Barry, they argues, losing more followers. This is when they get the call from the detective, and she was pretty much telling them that's not the actual Santa, and she want to know, do they have the footage? Because she's not interested in the prank, but they want to know if can she get a look at the actual Santa, because the real Santa was dismembered in a box. Not funny, but damn.
That was kind of fucked up, though.
Yeah. So then Wyatt decides to go to the garage, and this is where all the mayhem starts to happen. He grabs a beer and he noticed there's a camera behind the fridge. It's recording him, and all of a sudden he gets attacked by somebody and he gets his head twisted. Not off, but twisted around pretty much until the point his spine started to pop out.
That was beautiful. I'm not a gore person though, but that was a damn good effect. I was like, shit. Oh, yes. That's when I kind of like sat up in bed, like, oh damn.
Finally, got some kills or whatever. And you know what? I didn't feel bad. I was here for it. I was like, get him. I was cheering for Santa.
It was very Carrie getting her revenge on everybody for me. I was ready for somebody to get sliced up, so I was here for it.
We were definitely part of the audience because the likes went up after the murder. So that it's like the writers knew, they're rooting for these boys to get out of here. They're tired of fucking Bro House.
Right. Yeah. It was a matter of it was a matter of who's next. Like I was like,
which
one's going outside next? I was like, oh, like, and the person I want to go outside next went outside next. I'm like, yes.
To be honest, he should have got it first because he was the worst.
True.
You talking about Zen, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the biggest trash. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the culprit of everything.
I think he had the worst. Yeah, but go ahead.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think he had a little bit easy compared to Wyatt and James, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he gets his head twisted around so the spine pops out. Cool. The boys look back at the video to view what Santa looked like, and while that's happening, they get a video pop up, and it's Wyatt being killed. So Santa sent them the video of Wyatt being killed because obviously he was recording it from the refrigerator, which was interesting as well. They start to get a bunch of likes because they see Wyatt being killed. So I guess that's what everybody wanted to see. And Zen goes to find Wyatt. And then Barry deletes the video. And then it pops back up again. So now this time I'm like, all right, Santa's trolling him. Like he's fucking with them.
I was like, is he a hacker? What is going on? And how
he had to be. He had to
be. Like I'm just imagining him like on his like phone or something while all this is happening. He's just like watching them, like delete it back up again. Like how you know they deleted it? So then Mr. Santa sends them a video or a link, not a video, on the history, I guess, of Santa Claus, also known as the Wild Man, also known as Krampus. Pretty much, they was telling the story of Krampus a little bit. You know what I mean? About like killing people and wearing like just doing a whole bunch of shit that Krampus used to do. So they should have just called him Krampus instead of the Wild Man. I didn't like that. So then, so Zen is back out there by the pool, and then Santa pulls out a large bone or a bat. What the fuck was that?
I don't know what the hell that was. I was like,
it just like slid out, and I'm just like, okay, is that like what was that?
I don't know.
Y'all know what it was.
I would have preferred he used a machete at that point.
Yeah,
that would have been a fun. That would have been a fun nod. He just bought it because whatever it was, he was beating the fuck out of Zen with it, and I was getting my life. I was like, yeah, fuck him up. But before then, when he seen Mr. Santa pull out the bat, I'm gonna just say it's a bat. Zen says, "Yo, I'll fuck you up, man," and he hit his little fist like. I'm like, boy, you ain't doing nothing. Shut up.
With that, exactly. I was like, whoop his ass, because I was like,
who wants to mess with that? Like, Danny Trejo looked crazy as hell. I'll be scared. Like, I will run. So Zen got some balls for dealing with this man, but no. Go ahead, Mike.
You saw this. Now I'm gonna say you saw this man at the mall. You saw how because my whole thing was he was like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "You just saw this man. You just saw this man, right?" The cop just called you and told you this man was probably like in the area. I stepped outside the side. Oh shit, he here, locking up every damn thing. Like, oh shit, he here. Like, fuck that.
Right.
To be fair, though, like for me, I couldn't tell when he was in the mall that it was Danny Trejo the first time. From just the eyes, he looked different to me. But like,
right here.
Yeah, like that looks like a white dude.
Different. I knew it was Danny Trejo. It's the glasses, y'all. He looks. He don't.
Yeah.
It's the glasses, and I think that the beard, not the beard, but I think the mustache was gone.
Yeah.
And plus, he had just probably been running from the cops, so all this like sweated down and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, my first watch, I didn't know that was him too. It went over my head. I didn't know. I was like, okay. But then later, I was like, oh shit, that is Danny Trejo, because they did say he was going to be in this episode as Santa. But like at that moment, it did go over my head that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So cut back to Zen being wrapped up with lights and I guess garland stuffed in his mouth, and he's being carried by Santa while Santa's singing a tune, and then he's tossed inside the pool and is electrocuted. To me, what did you guys think about that, Jeff? For me, I thought he got it easy. Like, yeah, he got his ass beat, but then he got electrocuted. Whatever. I feel like White got it a little bit worse because I mean, you getting your whole fucking noggin twisted around. You can actually feel that. Not saying that Zen couldn't get electrocuted, but I don't know. I don't know how it feels to be electrocuted, so maybe he did get it worse. But so far, I think he still got it light.
No, well, for the reason why I said it was my favorite kills because he got drugged all the way over there. He got wrapped up, and then he got electrocuted. First he got his ass beat, then he got tied up, then he got drugged over there, then he got thrown in in the water, which I'm not saying like decapitation or like neck snap is worse than getting electrocuted though, but it just like he was tortured a little bit more than Wyatt was. No, I take that back. He wasn't tortured more as Wyatt was, because Wyatt sat there.
I mean, he took more hits. Like, he dealt with pain a little bit more than Wyatt. Like Wyatt just dealt with that situation where, like you said, Zen got his ass beat and then wrapped around Christmas light and then tossed into the water. So yeah, I get what you're saying. He did get a little bit more of I guess just an ass whooping from Cena opposed to everybody else.
The death was boring. Like, it was underwhelming and it wasn't imaginative. And maybe I'm spoiled because we watched Demons 2 the night before. And that was like that was chock full of like bomb ass, like really, really cool deaths versus like after I saw Beyonce jump out the water in a hip opera and the electricity fly through, like I'm done. I'm done saying like.
Bobby, you killing me with your face. Bobby was like, no, this nigga need to bring
I'm just saying, like, can we use our imagination? Like, oh my god.
Oh shit. Well, we're gonna have them call you Ryan for like the visceration.
Yeah.
For the visceration. Like, how's this kill, Mr. Kenny? Like, it's not enough blood. I want a visceration. I want like
I would
gore
love
to hit him in his
job.
face. Like,
because
there's not enough gore.
Think about it, Mark, right? Like, think about it, right? When you put a tree up in the stand, right? The blades that you stab the tree into, they're small. But for death purposes, why not turn them upside down and have a blade that's like 5 feet tall so that you literally impale him down the center? And because of that, his limbs flay out like a Christmas tree, and put the lights on that and leave him for the girls to find him the next morning.
Oh shit!
Well, something similar happened to him like that at the end, just a little bit. We just didn't see it happen.
But that I'll wait till we get there because I got complaints about that death too. But like, it just was underwhelming. It was it was an underwhelming death.
For the type of like how like these guys were such assholes, I expected a much brutal death for all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Watch this now. Says, I love how the power went out, yet the lights were still on in the pool.
Oh, he's right.
Battery operated.
You know, as long as the pool lights are on, they're fine. Anything else in the house could go off. As long as they're in the pool, getting their life, that's fine. And these assholes probably would have been the type to been like, oh, the lights are out in the house. And would not have realized because they're in the pool just sitting there. And they probably get on the phone when they get in the house. Oh, yeah, can y'all fix our electricity? It's out. They just seem like the type of people who like they want to make sure the what they call it, the luxury shit would be safe outside. Like it's on a whole other damn circuit or something.
They didn't have any survival skills whatsoever. Like they were in the house.
The zero. They wanted to die.
Yeah, they did. They could have. All right, moving on. So Zen is electrocuted. He is killed. He is murdered. The power goes out. James called the police. They get sent a video of Zen being killed.
Mm-hmm.
Power is back on with Christmas music playing, and you hear loud thuds saying a ho-hoing up on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Loving that. They try to escape, but James get an arrow shot through his hand by the car, which was pretty cool. And then another arrow hits Barry in the leg, so it drops him down to the floor. And then this was another cool death. The last arrow penetrates through the back of James' head and through his mouth, which I love too.
I loved it, but I was a little upset. I was like, damn, they took out James like this.
You knew it was gonna happen.
I knew it, but it was just still like seeing it was like, fuck, because he's one of us and stuff. So he's not one of us, but he was one of us.
He just admitted it was a bonus, and then he died.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, he admitted it was a bonus. He was sitting there like I thought they were gonna kiss for a minute. I'm like, oh, they had a secret love affair. But I
would have loved that.
Yeah,
that would have been great. I guess they have an amazing fuse box. Yeah. Pretty much.
It's fueled by the spirit of Christmas, the fuel box. That's why it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's perfect. I'm about to say something else nasty, but
you know what? You know what? I went
13 shower.
Yes, put Samantha away.
But I was. It was kind of made me laugh, but it was kind of funny that Kevin McHale got shot in the leg and had to crawl back inside the house. And I was
because wasn't he in a wheelchair in Glee?
Yeah, and I was like, that's. I hate that I made that correlation. But I was like, oh, that's a callback to Glee.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think about that. You're so right. I did not think about
so bad.
that.
Yeah, it's a callback to Glee. And I was like, oh damn. Let me stop.
I wish that death though for them instead of the arrows would have been more like dealing with Christmas decorations dropping on top of them, like the sled, of Santa or whatever, just dropping and crushing them.
Yeah.
Or Danny Trejo himself jumping down on the car and crushing James's head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool with a machete. Because they should have used a machete joke like Michael was talking about. Like that would have been kind.
Or a machete that looks like a candy cane.
Oh,
that would have been hot.
That would
have been cool.
Yeah.
Come see, that's why they need us up in there because they tripping.
I'm just saying.
So I was because this was when they magically got that the lore of the wild man came up on the screen and they were reading it.
Yeah.
Because I was confused, like, why does he have like a little crossbow one time? But I guess if he hunts people, then it would make sense.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. All right, so Barry calls back into the house, pulls around, and he calls back to the house, and then he pulls the arrow out of his leg, and he hears Santa on the roof still ho-hoing. And then he gets to the computer, and he sees that the live chat section is popping, and he's going on there asking for help, and nobody believes him. So my problem with the scene here is, all right, so when the first of all, why did their laptop go out when the electricity go out? Because laptops usually are powered and charged, so you still should have some type of power on your laptop. And if your laptop did go out, don't you have to restart your computer to go back in? Or if you had a password, type it back in. Why is it back on that screen? Look, if my YouTube go down right now, as far as my power and my power come back on, this is not going to be back up. I'm going to have to log right back in. I'm going to have to do all this extra shit to get back in. So they did too much. Maybe I'm thinking too much ahead and thinking too realistically, but that part just didn't make sense to me. But what did you guys think about that? Like him going to the laptop and asking for help and nobody wasn't believing him.
I mean, that's what his ass gets. I mean, really.
Right. When you cry wolf. Or rather, you sat there and watched somebody else die, so now they're sitting here watching you die. Except that they don't believe you, but it's still a correlation. I
mean, if I see people, I probably at some point would have thought, okay, maybe this is real, but I would have probably clicked off of it a lot earlier.
Yeah, true.
Because somebody was like, "Quit playing, Barry. We know it's a joke, basically."
Yeah. So they must know that they're doing shit for likes and views and subs and shit like that.
Yeah, but it's kind of like what Barry was. It's kind of like what Barry was saying. Like they went back. They need to go back to they're just doing random stuff, but we don't know what their random stuff was. We don't know if it was them just pranking people or just them just doing actually being authentic and just authentically recording their adventures and just posting them up on YouTube. And people actually liking it. And then when they realized, we can make money off of this, they started to that's when they got the fame, bug hit them and stuff like that. They just started doing shit outside of the norm. And by that time, what?
I was wondering, maybe they had a moral compass when they first started, and then they had up in the ante to get more followers and maintain their lifestyle that they wanted.
Right.
So the beginning.
I mean, that's likely too, because when you think about people who get fame so early in their life, like when they're younger, they make mistakes on a public stage where they're underneath the microscope. A lot of the same mistakes that I think some of us would make in private because we're not famous. They're making this shit in public. So it reveals them for the growth that needs to be had that I think we all need to go through and that we're all constantly growing through, but it's just happening. And that's the problem with getting famous so early for some people. They don't have that time to sit in the baker a little bit. And to the question that you asked, Bobby, about how did I feel about that scene with them going to the computer or whatever, when I heard him up on the chimney or whatever, I thought they were going to incorporate Santa coming down the chimney in the death in some way, or in the scare. And even looking at your shirt, Michael, it makes me think of on Gremlins, for example, how the girl and it was really funny because they teased it in Gremlins too. She had this traumatic experience around Christmas.
Santa Claus in the chimney.
Yeah. It's just it would have
got stuck in here and died. Yeah.
It would have been cool if like it would have been cool if they, I don't know, like one of the bodies came down through the chimney or something. I don't know. And the more I sit and think on it, it feels like Dylan and not Dylan. I'm calling him Dylan. His character name is James. James and Barry's characters should have, in my mind, been switched because Barry was not as concerned about the 5 million as the rest of them were. He was not innocent, don't get me wrong, but he should have died first. James should have came into the house and he would have been elated about the 5 million more so than Barry would have. That continuity would have been stronger. Yeah. But I guess that's how I felt about it.
What I would since you said that, I agree with you 100% on that, because I will say that when Barry got excited about the 5 million, it kind of made me feel like because he's like, it's a Christmas miracle, we got the 5 million. And I'm like, you of all people, this should be the last thing you should be worried about. But it made me feel
you didn't care about it from the beginning, so that didn't really make any sense.
But it also made me look at it from the standpoint that he actually was just as shallow as the rest of them.
Yeah.
And he probably felt really that we could have got the 5 million a different way, but we got it. We succeeded. But it's like, bro, you're covered in gasoline right now. There's a Santa on the roof, and he just dropped a match, and you just worried about 5 million. And so,
to the chimney, he heard him go.
And he was just like Santa coming down the chimney, and I was like, oh, Danny Trejo coming down the chimney, and no, he didn't come down the chimney.
It would have been cool, right? Oh, sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
I was to say, going off of what you were saying, I almost feel like Zen should have been the last one. He should have got the worst.
He should have been the last one.
There we go.
Santa Claus, he was instigating everything, so he should have been the one to get it in the end.
Oh yeah,
right. And on top of that, Barry should have been the first one to go because he's the tech person. And when everything started to go to shit, they wouldn't have known what the fuck to do. They'd have just been there. And they'd have realized how much of an asset he was to the group, because they would just get to telling him he wasn't an asset to the group because he wasn't down with most of their plans. So yeah, it should have been Barry, then Wyatt, then James, then Zen.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I love all of that.
Yeah.
Well, Barry calls back into the house. Santa pours gasoline down the chimney. Barry sees that they hit 5 million subs as he celebrates, which we just discussed, which was kind of odd because I'm just like, why are you celebrating? You wasn't here for it. He's then lit on fire and then jumps into the pool next to his friend's floating corpse. And then Silent Night plays as the detectives come in, go throughout the house in the next morning, and they see body parts, limbs, guts, and Zen's head as the topper on the Christmas tree, which I loved. That was a beautiful sight. And one thing I love is when horror movies, Christmas horror movies, when they incorporate like Christmas music to like horrific moments and scenes. Because I love it. Because every time I hear those songs around Christmas time, it just always make me think back to those, like, because Christmas songs in general sounds creepy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's perfect, especially Silent Night, like how it just sounds. And it was another song that sounds pretty creepy. But I just love how they incorporate everything, and it just makes it even more scarier. What you guys think about this whole situation that's happening?
I don't really have a lot to add. You nailed it. Like there's something about Christmas music and nursery rhymes, which is unrelated, which are just inherently kind of creepy when incorporated into horror. The tree looked creepy as hell, and I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to see something different because we saw that he chopped up the other Santa Claus in the box. So I was like, okay, so he just does this. And then I was also thinking, are the Santa Claus people fucked up too, and that's why he killed them? Or is he just killing them to be Santa Claus?
I think he was just killing to be Santa Claus. Wouldn't that be like the worst, not the worst serial killer, but like that would be the least likely target for a serial killer is mall Santas. And
people are real trusting. They let their kids sit on their lap.
Yeah.
Right. No, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's like usually serial killers go after, like, you know, beautiful after women or anybody like that, somebody an easy target. But then again, I guess you could say a mall store Santa is an easy target because he can't really run that far fast. But
but sometimes
why?
when they
It's just like, why a mall Santa? Like, why? What's the point?
people have
like, what
people have their thing. You know, some serial killers are like, they have this, what they call it, their shtick. They could just be like, you know, you go after this type of person, I go after small store Santas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm unique, bitch. So, you know, so I guess that's why he wants to do it. But because he wants to
at the end we do
unique.
cut. Because at the end we do cut to seeing another mall Santa come out and go into his car, and then we see Danny Trejo eyeing him, and you know what he's about to do next. He's going to murder this new Santa. So it's just like, how can you keep getting away with this? Like,
So they have background check. They don't know who they're working
They
with.
don't. They don't, and that's the crazy thing about mall store Santas. They be like looking for people at the drop of a hat because a motherfucker might quit like that day. Here, you put this suit on and go out there and sit with them kids. It's like, and that's why, like y'all said, like the kids don't know who they sitting on. Like I don't know. I don't want to take my nieces to see the mall store Santa. We have a principal in our hometown, which we probably still don't know, but we know him enough to trust him to like do Santa Claus every year. So it's like, okay, we'll go there, but mall store Santa, I'm like, I don't know where you been, bro.
Did y'all ever take pictures on a mall Santa when y'all were kids? I have one, and it's so embarrassing. It looks like I did not want to be here.
You about to pull it up?
Huh?
You about to put it up on the screen so we can
Oh no,
see?
I don't have it. I don't have it on. I have it in my phone. If I find it, I'll send it to y'all. It's really funny.
Please.
Like, I don't mind sharing it. I look miserable.
I think though, when sometimes when people who are making like horror things or whatever, whether it's like movie or TV shows, and there's a team of people, if there's a long period of time where there's no death, like sometimes they just splash death in because they want to at least get the gore going a little sooner. And I see that happen sometimes because it does feel disjointed. Like this whole, I mean, it's short enough as it is, but it was running for so long with no actual deaths. So it's like we gotta put something in at this point, and then to try to create. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it was the shortest episode out of the 4.
It was like 38 minutes or something out of the other two. What I wish they would have done is somehow connected this to like the Santa from Asylum. I know that's
what I was thinking.
That goes way back, but maybe this is like something that this psychopath seen that this Santa was doing, you know, back in 1950 or the 60s in Briarcliff.
Yeah, 1960 something.
Yeah. So I was thinking that's what was going to happen, because I'm like, are they doing another killer Santa? So maybe this is going to tie into something in Asylum. And then that also goes back to my thoughts of like American Horror Stories as a whole so far, because we only have like 3 episodes left. I think there's only 7 episodes this season. I thought that they were going to like fix some plot holes that was in American Horror Story, and we have yet to get anything like fixed or related to really besides Murder House. But that was kind of done sloppy, done in a sloppy way. So like so far, like I'm liking American Horror Stories, but like I was hoping that they somehow like connected to American Horror Story and kind of like tie in some loose ends and still made it scary and fun. You know what I mean? So,
now I agree. I co-sign it because there would have been a perfect opportunity for them to be like, okay, let's go back and like fill in these holes in certain places. But it seemed like they poked in a whole lot more because you notice that everything that all these 4 episodes have all taken place in Los Angeles. Like, and the thing about Murder House is that it exists in its own plane of, you know, of whatever, but you just unleashed a whole horde of bloodthirsty possessed people last week, and I don't know what that. I think that was around Halloween, wasn't it? No, Halloween was around. Yes, it was. So it's like, what I wanted was for them to be like, oh, did you hear about that crazy thing that happened last week with those people? You know, something like
connection.
Some connection. because you're gonna keep this in because because we know they're going back to Murder House, so we know at least one episode is going to be still in LA. So if you're keeping all this in LA, then make a big complete LA anthology horror story or something like that. But I don't know.
I 100% agree. I love that. I wish they somehow connected it, like you said, or even like bring up something. Oh, did you hear about this people going crazy last week at a drive-in? Like something small, like a small nod. You know what I mean?
Small nod, right? Just
They
a throwaway line that we would have caught. Like I caught that. I caught that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, y'all just sat there and just gave us another story, which I was okay with. But I just like continuity. I like connective tissues between
it's
properties
fun.
and stuff.
It makes it more fun and more interesting. You know what I mean? Well, overall, guys, what did y'all think about this episode? Well, we already said what we thought about the episode. What ratings would y'all give this episode out of a 5? Michael,
first.
your face.
I would throw out there first. I'm gonna say I'm give it a 3, and I'm gonna give it. That's probably a little high for y'all, but I told you I was on the fence, so that's the fence for me is a 3. But I would be glad. I'm glad because they could have took this and put
LA horror stories.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, but they said, are we over it basically being? Yeah, like why don't? That's another change. I'm sorry, Mark. I know I'll ask for ratings, but this go back. Like, why don't y'all like tell different stories from different parts of the fucking country? You know what I mean? Like
that's what I was thinking they were going to do.
I'm just
that's what
saying.
I was thinking they were going to do because I was like, but I know the trailer was like, right. I hope the episode with Billy Lord is going to be in New York because it seems like, but I'm scared it's going to be in LA too. But the trailers show like them just shooting over the LA scenery and going straight to the murder house, and then all this other shit was happening. So
I guess it's probably because of COVID, because they filmed this during COVID, so maybe they couldn't really like travel to different places. They had to stay restricted in one state because COVID. So maybe they had different ideas.
Damn good point.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that by it, they could have took 4 girls who are, in my opinion, I feel like, and that's not me shading women. I just think that women are more attuned to social media. Look at Gossip Girl, like Julian's whole thing is curated. You know what I'm saying? Her whole life is curated, and there's some dudes out there that do it too. But the fact that they took a slasher and put 4 dudes in it,
I didn't mind that though.
I was about to say,
I liked it.
Yeah, because it's always girls. You know what I mean? So I didn't mind that it was dudes. You know?
Yeah, that's why I'm at a 3 right now, because I was saying that if they did it with like all girls, I'd be like, this is just a run-of-the-mill slasher. But they did it with 4 dudes, which is something that we rarely get to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was so happy about that. I was like, because I didn't know. You didn't get what the episode was going to give you. You don't know if the Santa was possessed or something like that. He was just, you didn't know what was happening, but it turned into a slasher really quickly. And we got because you don't never hear that situation where it's 4 dudes getting knocked off one by one. If you do, it's very rare. And, so I was glad to see that, being brought to the forefront, for once. That's why I kind of like 1984, because it felt like the dudes were getting slashed off more than the girls were. But, that's why I get a 3.
Yeah.
You all like the episode? You came in late,
No.
because we were shading the shit out of this. But we getting our ratings now. Mark just gave it a 3. Ryan, what about you?
I like the episode. I'd also give it a 3.
Okay, Michael.
Well, I guess in comparison, I would have to give it a 2. I was kind of thinking about it. If they maybe showed what they were like when the channel started and then built up to what they had to continue doing, I might have been a little more, or they would have been more sympathetic, and maybe I would have cared. I almost feel like we were meant to hate them.
Right.
So, and I wish the kills were a little more gruesome.
Same here. I give it a 2. And same reasons what you said, like, even though I know, like, look, child, it was going to be a 1 if I just watched it the one time. But I watched it the second time, so so it's a 2. And what Michael said, like, I just wish that the kills were a little bit more gruesome, and for the shitty characters that they were, I expected them to get some messed up kills. But I don't know. Like I said, I guess we were meant to hate them. We were supposed to hate them, so that's fine. But I don't know. I wish they just probably just made them. I don't want to make everybody gay, but I feel like it would have been more interesting if the characters were gay and they focused on certain things. You know what I mean? Instead of just playing with like gay things or whatever. Like, give us an all gay cast or whatever. Like, we see a sprinkle here and there in each season. Like, you got the two fathers in not each season, but in this season. You see the two fathers in the first two episodes, and then we have some characters that was in episode 3, and then in this one they playing with the idea of like being gay and things like that, but we don't have no gay characters besides Dylan character. Like, I think he was really gay, but they just didn't really say anything. But I think they should have just played with that a little bit more. I think it would have been a little bit more interesting, because technically that wasn't needed. Them pretending to be gay to get views. They could have found
like
something.
They didn't know what being gay was like. I was like, you cannot believe this is what the hell we be saying and doing.
Right. We don't be up in the gym all front, even though it was hot, but we don't be all up in the gym on each other like that, you know, this close to each other working out. Like, we don't be doing all of that.
Y'all don't? Y'all missing out.
Bye.
Bro,
so
support
Ryan,
bros.
do you lick ice cream off of people's chest as well?
Yeah. What do y'all think I was going to do with the next HorrorCon?
I'll make sure I bring a bunch of Lysol and all types of shit with me. You're staying 6 feet away from me. I don't know what.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing at any booth I'm at, child.
Okay, I'll make sure I see you from a distance.
I'm looking up Manny Colo right now.
Said it was
Two turds.
2 turds. So you give it 2 turds. Well, yeah, it was I will say this. It was a fun, interesting episode, but for me, it was just I expected more. So, yeah.
You all have terrible taste. All of you.
You can't follow the zombie-esque episode where everybody's being killed. This kind of felt like a filler episode to me, honestly.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Manny, it was short too, so that's why I felt that way. It was 38 minutes.
It was.
You know what? I said, you know what? I'm happy you said that. It did feel like a filler episode. This was like, oh, we didn't know what else to do. So let's just like, I didn't even get like American Horror Story vibes from it. At least with episode 3 with the drive-in, they still I still got American Horror Story vibes from it. It felt like it was in that world still. This one didn't.
It was too bright. It was too like. Because you look at the first 3 episodes in American Horror Story as a whole, even when you had bright colors with like 1984 and Hotel and to some degree Freak Show, it was still like this muted like dread. But with this episode, it was like, where's the dread? The dread didn't come in until like the Christmas morning. I'm talking about not even the kills. The day after the murders, that's when the dread came in my personal opinion.
I feel like the things that that y'all are talking about for me is probably why I enjoyed it, because I don't want all my horror to feel the same. Like I wanted to. Sometimes I want, like you said, muted dread, but every once and again, it's cute to have like the bright poppy colors and then something that's just like scaled up into a point of hyper realism that is so clearly not reality. Like this is something, it's almost like a sugar rush. And it didn't feel like what Bobby said. It didn't really feel like it didn't feel like what Bobby said. Like it didn't feel like American Horror Story to me. And I think that was probably what I liked about it, which sounds stupid since we're turning up for American Horror Story. But when you have a show that's been going on so long, it's really difficult to get something that diversifies it and makes it feel like something different. And I think that's what I liked about it. And even like, as we're talking about how much these guys were so hated, like, because they were so gross, I feel like that was intentional. I feel like they were supposed to be as gross as they were. And that's why when the deaths were doling out, you know, we're not supposed to really feel anything but what the audience was giving them. And all the things that like I complained about is acknowledging that there are some points where they could have tightened it up. It definitely wasn't fucking with last week's episode. Like last week's episode, I think is so far the strongest. And it's the only universe that I would like to actually see revisited. Because as cute as I thought this feature was, I wouldn't want to see this universe revisited. I feel like it's just a one and done. It was probably even experimental to be for real.
Yeah,
but
it seems that way.
It feels like that to me.
Manny Koto, who directed, I think he wrote and directed this episode. I don't know if y'all can I should have fact checked it for, but I was trying to get back to y'all's point of the whole homosexual thing. I was like, with Ryan Murphy being on this show, being like the showrunner or whatnot or whatever, you think he would probably been like, that's not cool. We need to exit it out. Like Michael said, that time could have been spent showing them like where they started off at, if they wanted to go their route, or hell, it could have been actually spent with like the mall store Santa killing the actual Santa Claus.
Fun.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fun.
And and then going there, but
I agree with
you're not tripping, Dark Wave Duck. You're not tripping. They're getting shorter.
Definitely. Hopefully next week is not like 20 minutes. They were definitely supposed to be unlikable characters. I think the episode wanted to be a takedown of bro culture, but it's going for satire and felt like bad camp. That's my take. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I get that totally. Yeah.
I did notice. Oh, my fault. Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I noticed one thing personally that I didn't realize that we were talking about this, because it's a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've seen Christmas anything that's horror. Well, anything, and there's no snow, but again, it takes place in LA.
Yeah.
Kind of took me out of it. Supposed to be Christmas time. So I'm like, no. And you have Santa Claus. He's not going down the chimney. It's not a lot of Christmas. Maybe just the Christmas lights is pretty much it that he had.
And the music that would play like occasionally, but that's what I'm saying. Like, why even? Like, I wonder how this episode was made. Like, who came up with this idea? Like, oh, well, it's going to be about like this bro situation, social media. Oh, let's just make it a Christmas slasher. Like, why? Like, it doesn't. I don't know.
I think it goes back to what you said earlier about COVID. Like, they probably wanted to shoot this like somewhere in like Massachusetts, anywhere there'd probably be snowing and stuff like that, and they couldn't do that.
But they changed the plot. But they changed the story. Like, just don't involve Santa Claus. Make it like as a regular murderer. You know what I mean? Like, change it into something else. I would prefer if they was going to do a Christmas episode, and maybe this was their thing before COVID. I would like an episode sort of kind of like the Tales from the Crypt, all through the house. I think it was the all through the house segment.
Yeah,
that would have been I would love to see a different version of that.
Yeah,
because I got my life so much with that. But like, and I thought honestly that's the vibes I thought we were going to get with these boys, but no.
Get this dark wave and watch this now. Pretty much summed up what we need, y'all. This should have been a like sorority row with guys, and he was like, "Oh my god, please give me gay sorority row." I would fucking love a gay sorority row. Listen,
look, we could have gotten 2 episodes with a gay sorority row, okay? Instead of the 2 episodes that we got, the beginning of the season.
Rubber Woman. We need Rubber Woman.
That was so unnecessary.
We need to write the gay sorority row. Can y'all imagine us doing it?
I mean, we have what it takes to write that. I don't know if you're playing, but yeah, we do.
Y'all
give the girls their everything, and then premiere right on Pride.
Yes, and we premiere right during Pride. Like, oh my god. Premiere that fright gown next year. Like, shit, like we got the gay sorority row. Y'all gonna be gagging for this shit. Listen, boy, because I've always not to deviate from the thing, but I always want to star in a slasher like that, where it's just like this boy's so silly. He's an all DM man.
That would be problematic.
I don't know.
That's not, and also that's not entertaining. We want to see like, the full pageantry of it all. The DL trade ain't gonna be giving us nothing.
No, I want to see all different types. I want to see like, the flamboyant types. I want to see the masculine types, because I was watching a YouTube video and they was talking about like Lil Nas and the whole situation, and they brought up a good point, and I'll bring this up too. Like every time gay men is represented on like shows or anything like that, it's always like not really a masculine man that just like, hey, I'm gay, but I look this way. You know what I mean? It's always somebody that's a little bit more. I don't want to say flamboyant, but you know, it's like they're more colorful, which is fine. I love that. But there's different spectrums of gay men. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the most feminine person out there. I'm not the most masculine, but I'm pretty sure, like, I got friends that if you look at them, you wouldn't know that they were gay because that's who they are.
Because that's life.
Yeah. Right. So I would love to see, like, if it was like a story, I would love to see those type of characters on there, along with other types of gay men on there. I think that would be a good time. That would be fun.
Oh yeah.
It could be a gay fraternity or something like that. You know,
a good version of
we getting shady tonight. We getting shady tonight. The good version.
Maybe the killer could be a DL man. I'm saying that only because, like, let's take one of the fraternity, whatever you want to call the group, out at somebody, and then they're stuck at home during like a holiday season or something like that, and then he shows up for revenge, but he's like just deranged and stuff like that. He starts knocking them off one by one. You know, it could be something like that, but at the same time, we got to make him seem like, you know, I don't know. I'm down for it. I would do it. I would want to star in it. I don't know.
Oh my!
I'm just saying. I don't want to be like.
If you were all in the movie right now, who do you think would die first?
Me.
Why do you say you?
It's me. It's all right. I'm not broken up about it. I'm speaking my truth, baby. Okay.
Yeah, why did you first?
We played Dead by Daylight, Michael, and he runs into the killer, so he wants to die on purpose.
But that's not the only reason. So I don't know if I told y'all this, but so I feel like I did, but my life running together on me. But I investigate noises, and like this is real life. So like when me and Emilio hear stuff like outside, like I don't care what we're doing, my hold up, and I go outside and I see what's going on, or like I'll go investigate what's going on because they're not running up on me.
Do you take something with you when you go investigate?
Wait, what'd you say, Michael?
Do you take something with you when you go to investigate?
No, you don't.
So, you're like what's her name? Tina from Nightmare on Elm Street, just going out in the backyard and drink.
I'll take my phone out while it's unlocked or something, you know.
This was that while it's unlocked.
Shit. So you use your phone as a flashlight. That's why it's unlocked.
That will work. It will blind. You seen Dead by Daylight? Look, they drop the victim when the flashlight gets shined in their eyes, don't it?
Oh my God. I cannot. I cannot. This man sat there and said, yeah, I'll be the one. Hey, Mr. Killer, how y'all doing? Where you at?
Yo, you learn a lot by a person, like what moves they would make if you play Dead by Daylight, because Ryan moves was choices.
I played the Friday the 13th.
That's what I played,
and I didn't understand the rules, so I was like, okay, am I supposed to just run out of the place?
Listen,
I don't like playing with people I don't know. I feel like they curse me out.
Right. They're mostly like little kids on there. Like when I play Friday,
I hate this shit too. Yeah,
you see the little kids. I'm like, first of all, y'all shouldn't be playing this game. Y'all don't even know who the fuck Jason is. Y'all don't even know like the whole story behind everything. Why are y'all playing this? But I remember when the game first came out, like you were able to kill like your like the other people on there. Like, so if you got like a machete, you can kill each other, and they they took that out of the game because that was unfair. That was cheating. The only way you can kill them in the game now is if you run them over by the car. That's it.
Which is funny as hell, because somebody, especially you try to run and somebody, Jason's behind somebody, and then the car comes and boom, like I was almost out the fucking camp. The fuck?
That's me. I be running to the car and then they like back up to try to get me and they run me over.
The only reason I don't get that is I told you this, Bobby. Like when I played, the girls attacked me. Like they attacked, like not Jason. The survivors, they were attacking me. And
well,
like
you did something wrong. What did you do? You know what? You probably had keys to the car and you wouldn't let it go. You probably
let it go.
Car, right? So you probably started whooping your ass.
Well, all I know is
keys,
that
bitch, we try to leave.
I tried to walk into the back of the cabin, and one girl stood in front of me, and the other girl started stabbing me. So I literally, and they wouldn't let me go into the back of the cabin, so I left outside, and they stopped following me. So I was like, "Y'all wanted me to get out the cabin? Like, what the hell?"
That was their hiding spot. That was their hiding spot, probably.
I can hide with y'all.
They don't want you to hide with them because that means it's a second. There's another body. I kind of get where they were coming from because I remember me hiding from somebody one time, and then it was like, Mark, what the fuck you doing? We told you was going. I'm like, I'm just in here, and they was like, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here. Because Jason, I did not know that Jason is actually following me. And so I brought Jason to them, and they were like, we told your ass to go to the other side of the goddamn camp. But your ass ran over here.
Aren't y'all supposed to work together in this? Or is it
the whole point of the game is for y'all to work together, and y'all sitting there to train each other.
But I think it's because what we tried to do was they would tell one person to go, like some part of the group would go to the other side of the camp, and the other person would go to the other side of the camp to find the shit. Because, you know, some shit might be on the way on the other side of the camp. So if all of us run to one side of the camp, then Jason's going to come over there. By the time we make our ass to the other side of the camp, he can teleport and start killing us all. So we try to split up.
If you know what you're doing, you could jump the motherfucker. Y'all need to know what y'all doing.
First of all, that sounds good.
Get y'all bets, because you literally can knock Jason out. You can knock him down and run. So if you knock him, like stun him with the bat, you can run. You know what I mean? You can actually kill Jason too if you know what you're doing.
What?
You can kill him?
Yeah, if you get Tommy Jarvis and you have to have a woman grab the sweater, it's like a whole fucking thing. You have to get you have to have a woman to grab the sweater from his cabin, and she has to wear it and put him like in a trance, like in the movies. And then somebody have to knock him down at the bat with the bat. He falls to his knees, and Tommy Jarvis have to be the one to have an axe or a machete to like put it through his head. So it's like a whole cinematic thing that
I love that. I love that though.
But you have to hit it right, and once you hit it right, it becomes a great moment though. But it's like it depends on who the fuck is Jason. Because whoever is Jason, no matter if you're playing with them or not, they're gonna be very visceral to the point like y'all are not gonna kill me. I'm gonna sit here and make sure that we don't do this. So
one thing I like about Friday 13th though is like the dancing, like the dancing stuff that you can do with the characters. So literally, like when people kill Jason, you start seeing the girls start like crip walking and like doing this, and just one of them be like spinning the dancer seductively. It's so funny. It's so hilarious. We need to all play someday. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
Y'all gonna leave me behind. I'm gonna try to hide with you, Ryan, because I'm not gonna know.
That's the worst person to hide with. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, because he gonna be sitting there he could be doing the dances and shit. But no, it's good to hide sometimes, because if you just sit there and you realize like 2 or 3 people are dead, or Jason would come and like bash both cars, you have no choice but to run somewhere and hide to the clock starts winding down. Then you run your ass to the end of the damn camp. Always make sure your ass is near the exit. I
make sure that somebody went, because you can restart the car if he bash it. So I make sure I hide somewhere near the car, but he doesn't where he doesn't see me or hear me. And while he's chasing the other person, I go back to the car and start it and leave everybody.
And the only thing I would ask y'all to be able to play, do not ask me to drive. That would get us all killed, because I sure did run our asses off the goddamn bridge into the damn water.
Wait, so is that how you, as a survivor, that's how you win? You have to get in the car and drive off? Is that the T?
That's one of the ways to win.
Yeah. There's a boat. You can escape through the boat, but then Jason can go underwater and drag the boat down and drown you. Or you can call the police and wait for the police to come, and you have to run to the exit where the police is at, and then there's the car. Or you can kill them. So you have those options.
I didn't know that. So, because like, I thought it was like an attrition style play, like, because I've never made it that far. So I always thought they were just like an Outlast or something. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that you can. Wow, that's cool.
Friday 13th is a little bit more, I would say, a little bit more difficult than Dead by Daylight, because Jason he can teleport. He can actually see where you're at, because he got like this vision where he can see you like running, and that can be constant. And it's a lot. And then you got different versions of Jason. So you got the Jason that just walk fast, and then you got the running Jason. So there's so many. Yeah, it's more difficult than Dead by Daylight, but it's more fun in my opinion. I love Dead by Daylight, But if you play with the right people on Friday the 13th, it's a great time.
It's scarier than Dead by Daylight too. It's scary because the atmosphere.
I don't think so. Maybe because I played Friday the 13th first, and then when I played Dead by Daylight, it scared the shit out of me. Because I was like, oh no, this is more demonic. Fuck this. So I stayed away from it for a while. Dead by Daylight, because it's scary when you first play it. And I was used to Friday the 13th, so it didn't do anything for me.
It scared me.
You gotta play Friday the 13th with all horror heads. That's the best way to do it.
I'd love to play with you guys. I would love it.
I got to get Taymon on there with y'all. I told y'all play Friday the 13th with Taymon. He's always gonna go for Victoria. That's his character. And when they help jumped out that damn window and screamed, I died because he has to scream like
on purpose.
Huh?
I'm gonna get him killed on purpose.
You gotta catch his ass because he be balling through them damn woods. You talking about now, Mike? You talking about somebody who runs and hides?
That's why I will follow him, and then Jason come.
Smartest thing, let y'all run all the work. I'm hiding.
That's what Taymon does. That's why you and Taymon would get along so fine because he would sit there and hide while we're out there running. That's why I was telling Ryan I got kicked out the door. I got kicked out the camp because he was like, Mark, the hell you doing here? I said, and then all of a sudden Jason burst in the room and Taymon said, and jumped out the window and then just left my ass. And I got slaughtered. His ass ran out the camp and survived because he was hiding the whole entire time. We couldn't find him or nothing.
Oh, so you can just run out. You can just run out.
Yeah, you could just run out.
Yeah.
With all his fails.
If I'm putting the car together, if I put the gas, the battery, and I got the keys, and then you try to run to the car and escape with me, no, I'm leaving your ass. I'm either leaving you or I'm running you over. You didn't help, bitch. You didn't help.
Funny thing
don't try to escape. You didn't help me. I did all this shit on my own.
You don't play like that on Dead by Daylight though, because like Bobby is literally like the kindest character on Dead by Daylight. Even with me, with like the day I ran into the killer,
you just start playing and you don't do that.
Okay.
But like with Taymon do that shit on purpose. So I'm like, no. If you did that shit on purpose, Ryan, then I would leave you. But no.
Taymon might have the keys. I don't know. He might have the keys, and he'll hold on to them and go hide. And then and somebody like, I got the gas. I got the what's the other thing? The battery. I got the battery. And he might come out the woodwork. But I got the keys, bitch. Let's go.
Now come out the woods. He gonna get jumped.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Oh shit!
All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this because we're not even talking about our story anymore. I'm sorry, everybody that's watching. We always go on the rant after, but thanks again for everybody watching. I really appreciate y'all. Ted already left. Katie, I'm not too sure if you're still here. Thanks for watching. Dark Wave Duck, thanks for watching. Watch This Now, thanks for watching. Before we go, do you want to plug where you guys are from again, just in case?
Marco Estes, Midnight Social Distortion. On Twitter, The Anti-Critic. On Instagram, Marco Estes and Midnight Social Distortion. And I'm on Clubhouse, MS Distortion, and that's where you'll find me.
Clubhouse.
I have a problem, but you can find me haunting an underpass near you, or online at Brother Ghoulish. You can also go to brotherghoulish.com and you'll find me there too.
You can find me on Twitter at ThackerayBinks86. Just posting random bullshit.
Thackeray Banks still alive.
I love it.
Most people do not make that reference. I am shocked.
How?
What?
That's just iconic.
They don't get the it's Hocus Pocus. They do not. They're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, Thackeray Banks.
They can't play Dead by Daylight with us then.
No.
It's just that simple.
Bobby, you better not leave me if I hide.
Look, if you help, look, at least try to put in the battery, okay? Just try. And Jason Ryan, I'm like, you know what? He made the effort. Cool. But if I see your ass hiding in the bush and while I'm doing all the hard work,
I'm gonna let you know now. Jesus. I did an escape room. I'm not good under pressure when it comes to tasks. Especially when there's a bunch of leaders running around. So I need to pick one thing, focus on that, and I'll be good. I'll hop on the hood if you get everything.
Okay. Well, when we all play, I'll be nice because this is y'all y'all don't play that often, so I'll be nice. But after a while, once y'all become pros,
I feel it. I can sense it over here. I can just sense it over here. I can hear you cussing me out already. God damn it, Mark. Shit. Fuck. Mark, what the fuck are you doing? You know what? Just log out. Just log the fuck out.
No, that game had like, because you know what? One thing I will say is that game do have like my heart racing more than Dead by Daylight. Not as far as scariness, but because since Jason teleports, and sometimes it makes like a loud like noise when he appears, and it scares me because I don't expect it. He literally just pops the fuck up. At least when Dead by Daylight, you get a warning, you hear a heartbeat, so you know that he's coming. Jason just fucking just like hello, and I just be like, oh fuck, and I just be out. So yeah, we gotta play. We gotta set something up, y'all.
Well, I'm gonna have my mic off because I don't need y'all hear me screaming and shit.
That's even better.
That's even better. Exactly. It's so much better.
Like a little girl in Ryan's ear all the time when we played a DVD.
That's kind of crazy. I was playing Dead Space. I can't get through that entire game. I be screaming and shit, throwing the controller, and I'm like, okay, I gotta take a break.
I
love it.
All right, we'll talk more about this, but bye everybody. Thanks again. Follow all these amazing people here. Michael, if you want to come back next week to talk about American Horror Stories, episode 5, just let me know. Let a brother know. We're welcome to have you here.
I'll be back.
Hey.
Yes.
And we'll see everybody next Friday, 8:30ish, 8:40ish for American Horror Stories. Yeah, around that time, somewhere, almost 9 o'clock. But thanks again, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.